Okay, guys, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day because I have some new things to tear down. This really brings me back because 15 years ago, I used to do this. I used to fix these particular items, and this is how I paid for my wife's college, and this is how we were able to afford, rather nice things, is by fixing things and then turn around and flipping them and selling them. So, I have two items here that I want to open up, show you guys how to fix, and then maybe get into it and maybe fix them live on the air. More than likely, they might need some parts. They look like they're in pretty good condition. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to bring the camera closer, point it down. So this is the last you'll have to see of my smug face. And right now I'm wearing gloves because of the nature of this, okay? So, guys, if you ever want to make money in your city, look up meat slicers. I'm not kidding. I used to buy and sell meat slicers all day long when I lived in Los Angeles, and I made a reasonable amount of money doing that. And so I was telling some people here in Houston about, hey, I used to do this to make extra money on the side. And then I got on Facebook Marketplace, and all I searched was meat slicer and not working or broke or anything like that. And believe it or not, I found some. So I found a couple perfect examples right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring one of them up. I'm going to bring up the small one first because the second one is heavy. It's probably like 80 pounds type of heavy. So let's do the first one, and then we'll go ahead and bring the camera in. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I forgot how heavy these things were. Okay. Extra parts. I don't think that was necessary. Okay. So I have not looked at any of these items to this very moment. And I did that on purpose because I want you guys to see what I'm seeing as I do it live, all right? So I will show you guys basically everything that's going on with meat slicers, and maybe you will be able to fix them yourself after this short little video that I'm going to do here, okay? So first and foremost, whatever parts you find for medical or for any of these devices, save them even if they're old, because all parts have value. And you might need those parts for something else, all right? So this right here is a sharpening stone. It fits in the top, and there's two stones. They're both angled, and all you gotta do is to press the button, and it will sharpen the stones. Well, from what I'm seeing, this guy here needs cleaned up. You can see it, all right? It needs some cleaning. So the number one thing that happens to meat slicers is that they need cleaning, because usually the people that have them do not clean them much at all. So I'm going to get a large plastic bin, and every single piece of this, we are going to tear this whole thing down. And every single piece is going to go in a bin of hot soapy water. We're going to clean it down, because like I show people all the time, whenever we do a troubleshoot on a device, any device, the number one thing that you do to that device is clean it. And while you're cleaning it, you're paying attention to a lot of details, and those details will help you solve the problem. All right, so I'm going to turn it so the blade is facing the camera. Oh my God, I bet you this guy here is 40 pounds. All right, so I have no idea how old this guy is. I have no idea what's going on with it. I was just told that it is not working. Okay, I see the blade guard is just floating here for one. So let's be careful. This has a giant 12-inch blade. And we will be taking this blade off right here, okay? All right. So, by the looks of it, the blade is in good condition. Notice how I'm being very careful, because you can and will cut yourself really bad on these things. The blade guard looks fine. So these are belt driven usually, and it feels like there's some tension on it. So I would assume that the belt is still good on it. What do you think? Should I just plug it in and go for it? See what's going on? I think so. Boy, that would be crazy if it just started right up. Okay, here we go. We got power. I probably should have checked first to make sure that it's got a resettable fuse on the back. Now this is a 12-inch half horsepower. Oh, well. Okay. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, so the very first thing I did is I noticed that this ear was bent, so I went to bend the ear back, and the power switch itself just kind of cracked and fell apart. So that tells me, number one, there's a problem with the power switch. So obviously I'm going to disconnect power first. So I didn't like the look of the power switch in the beginning, and now I definitely don't like the power switch. So I'm going to place those parts off to the side. Mind you, never ever throw parts in the trash until you are absolutely done with whatever you're doing. So these are manual meat slicers, and they have linear rails. So there's one linear rail right here, and this is for your meat guide. And there's one linear rail down here that supports your horizontal table right here. The thing about these things is people never clean them, and because of that, they get really gummy. Yeah, I can feel this one does not feel smooth at all. And because of that, they might not have wanted it anymore. I've got a little bit of tension here on the knob. So we got to check. This should be a cam, and there should be a follower in on the cam. So that will adjust the depth of this table right here to the blade. So this table here moves in and out according to the blade based on this. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start taking off the table, and then I might have to lift up and get inside it. So I've never done this on camera before, and I've probably fixed, I don't know, between 30 and 40 of these meat slicers throughout my years. Okay, there we go. All right, so there was one large nut that was holding this meat table on. Yeah. Okay. So for safety's sake, the first thing I'm going to do is remove the blade. Now that I have all the guards and the table off, I'm not going to damage the blade any further. But at the same time, now it's it's a liability for me. So I'm going to go ahead and rat-tat-tat these flathead screws, and then I'll get the blade off. So just like with everything that you do, always leave your top fastener on. Take out your two lower fasteners, and then at the very end, while your hand is on the blade, that's when you'll take out the top one. So I'll loosen the top one, but I won't take it off until I'm ready to grab the blade. This blade is thick and it's heavy, so you want to make sure you got a good grasp on it. All right, so let's do this. Flathead screwdriver. You want to make sure that these flatheads are really cleaned out too, because if there's any gunk in them, then you will have some problems. All right, I'm going to get a trough for these fasteners. All right. Okay, we'll put the screws right here. Okay, just as I said, clean them out. There is some gunk that's coming out. So you see how I'm sliding the flat blade back and forth? There you go. So also notice I didn't hammer down. I just tap, tap, and then it'll loosen up. Never hammer down on these fasteners. That's how you mess them up. Okay, so I just broke it loose. Now I'm going to get a good grab on it. It shouldn't fall right out. It should be sitting on a ledge. Okay. All right. and the blade is stuck a little bit. And this does happen, especially when there's some gunk. There we go, there we go. So you can tell this blade has not been off or cleaned, and I will wire wheel all this. It will be beautiful when I'm done. But you can see, whenever I get one of these guys in, I come in and I immediately clean all this out, because you know this is a food handling device, just like medical equipment. You would think that food handling devices are clean, but definitely not. Right. I'm going to go ahead and place him in the sink. That way there, if one of my creatures comes in, they will not touch it. Kids do the craziest things, like touching sharp objects. Alright, so let's see. The seal looks like it's in pretty good condition. That means I probably don't have fluid intrusion or anything. Alright, so here's a little blade guard. I'm going to pull this guy off. There is some debris on it. Whoever had this was not cleaning it, that's for sure. Man, I really dig this. Since I sold my CNC machine, which is normally in this space, now I have space to do things like teardowns, which is very cool because I'm right here in air conditioning. Oh no! Look at that. One of my thumb screws came off. Ah. See? Alright, here's the surviving thumb screw. Okay, you see that? It is a cheaper metal and it snapped right off, so I will probably have to drill that guy out. Ah, that sucks. You never know what you're going to get though, guys. Okay, so here's the guard. You can see the back side of it. Not too good, right? I'll go ahead and put him in the sink as well. Nasty. Alright, my table's froze up. It's lovely. Okay. Well, the back of this table has got two plastic plugs, and I'm going to pull those plastic plugs off, and then hopefully there's two fasteners in there that I can get to. I'm going to use this guy right here. Let me turn it sideways so y'all can see what I'm working on. Alright. And also, let me take this guy off. I want to make it as light as possible, and all these things are going to come off anyway. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, guys. So this guy here will unscrew, and when it does, then you can pull this apart. But it is not coming easy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, might have to use some heat on that one. Okay. So it screws in right back here. You can see right here on the back. Let's go ahead and soak it with some oil. After I get it a little bit warm, so the reason I'm getting it warm and then soaking it with oil is because it allows the oil to penetrate further in, the expansion of the metals. There we go. That's what we want to see. Look at all these other fasteners. So there are a couple of adjustments right here. These ones here are for paralleling the table. So that adjustment is made right here. Those are bump stops. It's really a calibration. And let's see, I got some other fasteners up in here. So if you're worried about this being food grade oil or not, we're not to that point, all right? So all of this will get stripped down. Every single piece of this is going to go into a tank of Dawn dish soap. And it's going to get soaked, and it's all going to get scrubbed. And then when it gets reassembled, we use food grade oil, like olive oil, on fasteners. So don't worry about that. Okay, let me try this guy again. So this is working. I'm using CRC 336 multi-purpose lubricant. Stuff is awesome. Alright, let's try this again. Oh yeah, look at that. Notice how I'm not just giving it a hot supper and going in one direction. It's all about breaking it up, going side by side, because if you go in one direction it could gall. By going back and forth like this, it'll get easier and easier. Like so, you get that lubricant down inside. If you go all in one direction, it's never going to work out the way you think it's going to. All right. It's time to upgrade to some bigger pliers, guys. There we go. Yes. All right. Yeah, this guy has not been disassembled in a while. That's a shame. Okay, I think it's safe now to just go for it. There we go. All right. Notice the fastener is still a wee bit hot. All right. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. It's ready to come out. Here we are. Okay. So the reason I wasn't heating it down at the threaded section too much is because there was this bump stop on there. It's just a piece of tubing, and yes, I probably will replace it anyway. But it would stink up the shop if I just hit it with a torch. Put it over in the sink. It's going to get washed. All right. There we go. Okay. If it seems like this is a lot of work, you would be absolutely correct. It's more like a labor of love, because I don't want to see any of these products end up in a garbage when they're fixable. There we go. There we go. Okay. Warm? Yeah, it's just warm. So, the threaded section of this long rod, it will get cleaned up with a wire wheel. And this knurled section down here, I'll straighten that out a little bit. I really didn't mess it up. I was pretty careful. So something that you should know is all linear bearings like this one, it's just a brass impregnated bushing. So all you're going to do is you're going to clean it out with a wire brush and oil it up. Okay? You can see it right there. So this guy, whew, it's really sharp too. Look at all those little meat grabbers. Let me go ahead and place all these over in the infamous sink, because it's sharp. Okay, it's ready to flip around. Let's do this. Put all my tools off the side. fasteners off to the side. Tell you what, these sharpening stones right here, they need some love too. And all that. I'm gonna wash these off anyway, but I'll give it a soak. There. Let me turn this guy around. So you see the plastic caps I was talking about? These guys right here. Just got to be really gentle with them. And those are basically up there just to prevent food and stuff from getting in. This is one of those times when it's really nice to have picks. This guy is in there good too. Yep, just gonna have to go for the middle. So I couldn't get it out normal, just poke through the middle. It'll be all right. All that's gonna get cleaned out anyway. Excellent, let's put all that over there. Let's see, I need some Allens. Oh my goodness. All right. I should have my stuff more organized, I know. There we go. That'll work. All right. And this guy. Nope. I can't get it at the right angle, guys. Let's try 5. All right, here we go. Okay, this one's definitely going to fall off if I don't grab it. Okay, so you guys can see why I take it all off. I clean all these surfaces when I put it back together. Alright. I'm going to flip it over so you guys can see where the real damage is at. Here we go. All right. So we have, here is the cam that I was talking about. Here, let me drop y'all down so you can see it better. There we go. So right here is the cam, and it doesn't feel like it's broken at the moment. So let's unscrew the feet. Careful. All these components are heavy, so I don't want to break my hands. And that foot's not coming unscrewed. Come on. I've never torn this model apart before, and because of that, I think these feet are going to be a little stripped out. And they are. Yep. Okay. So all these feet have some liquid damage. So we'll soak it down, just like the other stuff. There we go. I really don't want to break those off because drilling those out would not be cool. All right. Okay. These are really long threads. Alright. Well, this guy's not being cool. These ones here have never been removed, and because of that, they are froze up. Come on. All the threads are kind of worn out on this one. I might have to re-drill these after all. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm placing force on the back of the foot. And by putting force on it while I'm turning it, I'm getting it to grab certain threads, and it kind of aids me in the process. I need to get in here though, because this is where your linear slides are, and we have to service those no matter what. Okay. Wow, put quite a bit of force on here. Ouch. I've almost got 1 foot off. That's not a good average. Holy cow. The motor's in here, and so's the drive belt. And I want to make sure that those are doing good. Got stuff right here. Right here's a linear guide. So all this got to be wire brushed. All that's going to come off on this. Wow. To think that the feet are the biggest problem with tearing this apart. They should have used stainless steel fasteners. What were they thinking? Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to have to get primitive. this thing would quit moving around, I'd probably be done with it already. That is so rusted. Jeez. Let's see if I can just pull them. Yep. There we go. So you can see what happened. It was a square-headed bolt that was threaded in and molded into the rubber. So these guys here, I'll have to, I really don't want this guy to break. So I'm gonna have to soak him down. That sucks, but it is what it is. You guys are ever wondering what it's like fixing things in my garage? It's frustration, it's time, it's all the stuff that you're seeing right now. Alright, there's got to be a better way. Okay. The better way. So I don't want to chisel the bolt, I just want to add a wedge. Just like that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's easier, but man, it's working. So really what would have made this whole thing easier is if there's just slots cut in this plastic, kind of like this one right here, because then all I'd have to do is bend it in the middle and it would slide right out. This is absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's see. Let's see how well this fastener is in here. Ooh, that's not looking good. So I'm not really putting a huge amount of torque on it. Yeah, I'm stretching the fastener. Oh. So this guy has to be hit with a torch. And there's no doubt about it. Hit it with a torch. That means I'm going to have to cut the plastic, the bottom guard. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, this foot here is almost ready to come off, it looks like. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Wow. There we go. Come on. I can buy new feet. I'm not worried about that. Let's just get this guy off. There we go. Whew. Yeah, you can see these guys are not in a good way. So let's see, how can I defeat this? I'm going to get the Dremel and I'm going to cut a tiny little slot so that I can pull the plastic guard off. That's the best way to do this. Let's see. Out comes the Dremel, guys. So in order to do this, I'm going to put on the rotary burr, which is this little bit right here. All right. Oh yeah. One. There's two. This is certainly going to make this easier. And nope, there's three. Last one. Okay. That was probably a little noisy for you guys. All right. So the goal is to just be able to push this over the fasteners, like so, and then I can get it off. Like so. Ouch. Here we are. Guard is off. Okay, so remember the first problem I had was the power switch. That is located right here. It's a through panel, dual pole, single throw power switch. There we go. So that's one of the problems. So the other thing that you guys should know is that these motors have a start capacitor right here. And be careful if you ever open one of these guys up. Start capacitors are no joke. They'll mess you up if you cross them. First thing, obviously, I need is a power switch. Once I'm done with the power switch, I'll check that guy out. The one thing that I really have to check is this guy. It was froze up, and I'll rotate it. I'll drop you guys down so that you guys can see up close what's going on with this guy. So all parts that you see that I might have to break or whatever to get this fixed, well, believe it or not, most parts are available and you can buy them, so that's not an issue. Okay, let me take care of the Dremel. I don't think it's going to be of service anymore. So this guy right here is a cam. You can see right here I'm moving it. It's froze. So these two guide rods right here, they're completely froze up. So what I have to do is I've got to loosen these two up, pull those guide rods out because they're completely rusted, and from there I'll probably take this whole thing apart. This isn't broke, which is a good thing, because usually when I get to these things they're already broke, but it is froze up. So let's go ahead and do that right now. You see all the rust and everything on these fasteners. Not good. I don't know what type of kitchen this was in, but guys, these are the kind of things that happen. There we go. Again, the rocking motion, don't pull it straight out. I already soaked them a little bit. There it goes, much easier. Okay. There's a jam nut on them, right here. And let's see, on this little guy. There we go. All right. Well, this little guy right here, I was kind of worried that maybe he was going to break off, but nope. He's going to be good. I'm really surprised that the main linear slide right here is not broke, or it's not rusted. So this one right here is the one I was mainly concerned with. These ones right here are just guides for when you adjust the thickness. If you don't adjust the thickness very often, that's when you get this situation that we're seeing right here. So what I got to do is loosen these guys up enough to grab onto those bars and twist them back and forth, and they should come out. Alright. That looks like what, a 13? I know, I got the longest extension you could imagine on here, huh? Alright, so again, taking all the fasteners out because they're all going to get wire wheeled, they're all going to get cleaned up. Let's see, this next one is a 10. Yep. So if you didn't know, many of these meat saws are either made in China or Italy. They're made in, like, I do believe this one here. Oh, this one is Anvil. And is this the one that was made in Italy? Anyway, the fasteners are metric. And I was already aware of that before I got into it. So you can see right here, I've got to break this guy free very carefully. Very carefully, because it might be, I don't want to damage anything. Oh, man. I might have to use a slight tap, tap, tap. Alright, well, right here is the pin for the cam. I want to pull this guy out because that way there I'm disengaged from the cam and I don't take a chance of breaking it. Let's see, that will also be a 13. Yep. There we go. And shoot. I don't know how to get that pin out. Okay. Let me put this guy back on loosely. I thought that pin would just come right out, and of course that was wrong. Let's see. So I need to put force between this casting and this gate right here, gently, to pry it upwards. Wow! Holy cow. Let's see if it's enough. I just want to break it loose a little bit. And I don't think that's happening. Come on. Come on. I can move that pin that I took that fastener out. Come on. Okay. Well, I guess I can grab onto it with the vice grips and work those rods back and forth. But before I do that, let's go ahead and hit them up one more time. Okay. Come on. That is really stuck, guys. Holy cow. Okay. Let's see. So next, I guess I want to take this knob off. In order to do that, I got a little Allen in there. Looks like it's a 3.5. Yep. There we go. Come on. Come on, knob. Nothing is going easy on these guys. Nothing. All right, I'm going to pull the set screw completely out. Wow, come on. There we go. Woo, you can see some of the stuff that was up in there. Let's go ahead and pull him out. Pull this gear out. Okay. Let's see. So right here, this coil track is usually what cracks, and this one's in good condition. So this is a good one. That's one of the reasons I wasn't hitting it too hard with a torch. There's a dust washer. All right, this is all good. I'll reset that pin in just a moment, but anyway, here, let me change my gloves. Wow. Okay. Well, that freed up this guy, so now I can pound on it a little bit more, and I don't have to worry about it interfacing with that. Oh, wow. Look at that. You don't even realize it when you got gloves on. Okay. Yeah, that kind of stuff happens, guys. Oh yeah, I got myself pretty good, huh? Every time I do a project, I invest a little bit of blood. All right. That's cool. Get a new set of gloves on, take care of that. Break this guy loose. So I guess one of the things I might as well do next is pull this guy off, because I want to get this linear guide out right here. So this linear guide is what it normally sits on. There's like a Teflon fastener that rolls back and forth, but you can tell that since it's all rusted, it's got to get wire wheeled and it's got to get re-greased, okay? And that means that the Teflon guide is probably wore down. If they're sliding it back and forth on this rusted metal, it's probably wore down. So that's gonna happen. Might as well pull that out of the way now. I can get this whole arm out. Just make it lighter and easier. Let's see, where's my gloves? All right. Let's get back into it. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog back over there. She's panting because the stupid animal goes outside, hangs out in the heat, and then she comes in panting all the time. I think the dogs ruin more audio in my videos than anything else. Alright. Okay, so I got one fastener right here. It should just sit in a hole, and I might have a set screw over here, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Set screw is also 3.5. Yep. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that one's loose. This one over here looks like it's a 4. Oh, way bigger. 5. Yep. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Nice. This rail looks so new. I would almost swear that somebody has changed that out, probably thinking that's part of their problem. Because the bushing right here looks really good condition as well. Okay. Got that guy. It's ready to come out. Yep. And, oh no. This guy has to come out that way, all the way through. Lovely. I need to put something on this table so it's not so slippery. That is going to happen probably before my next teardown. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, there's that one. Slowly put this down. I don't want to break my hands. Okay. All right, there we go. I was trying to put some of the components back on in the proper order. Okay, and this guy's just being held on by some rollers. So that would be these guys up in the front. Yep. Oh, no, those are not. So what the heck is holding those rollers on there? Do I have to pull that rail right now? Jeez. I think that rail needs a little bit of love. It's so close. Okay, I'm just gonna put this guy down. I'm really weary of heavy metal objects because they will break your hands. Let's see, so that one. That one, geez, it's a 4. You think that they would use the same size fastener? Oh, nice. That came out way easier than I was thinking. All right. So because these are taper head screws, they normally get froze up and I gotta torch them and get them out, but these ones came out nice and easy. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the chat, guys. The phone is about 3 or 4 feet away from my head and I can't really see it that far. Okay. There we go. Yeah, as I said before, guys, this is definitely one way to make some money. Given, I bought this meat slicer for about $100. So I bought this one and the much bigger one for $100 each, and they are worth about $1,000, and that one over there is worth about probably $1,100 or $1,200. So you can see that the return is there if you want to put the time into it. So you can see the rail that I was talking about is very dirty. I'm going to wire wheel that. It's going to be beautiful when I'm done. Again, it's just one of those things that has to be done. You know, a meat slicer this bad. You can see the goo up inside there. Yep, that's got to get fixed. All right, what else we got? We got the motor. Looks like the belt is good. Belt is good. All right. Belt's not frayed or anything. There's some spider eggs up in there though. If you guys didn't know, you can just torch out spider eggs. Okay. We're gonna get this guy out one way or the other. When you see stuff leaching out, that's when you know you got it at a good temp. There we go. Come on. See if I can flip this guy down. That'll make it easier for me. It gets awkward when you know you start pulling parts off. It's moving a little bit. Okay. Let me go ahead and take those set screws out. Yep. So if I take these guys out, then I can get lubricant down inside it, and that would be good. Okay, one. And yes, this thing's very hot right now. There we go. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay, now I can shoot some lube down in there. So either I want them to pop out of the casing on the back side, or I want it to go this way. Either way, I would be happy. It's right at the bump stop though. I really need it to kind of go that way, don't I? Let's see. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's moving. It is moving, guys. That's a good sign. Come on. Oh, heck yeah. So down here is a pin that's holding the main rail, which is on this side, and I need to get at that fastener, and I can't get at it like this. Maybe with these. Oh, that would be a trick. Come on. Did I do it? Oh, I did. Nice. Oh, that would be crazy if I could get at it that way. Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. All right. Who would ever think that you'd need a pair of pliers like that, right? So now I got this guy. Get it right down in there. We got movement. All right. All right. So if I can drive it that way and then drive it back just a little bit, then those pins should pop out, and I would be done with the teardown on this guy. Come on. Just a little tappy tap tap. There it is. All right, it's moving. All right. You know, grease gets really gummy if you don't maintain it. And there is a regular preventive maintenance on all these meat slicers, and most people don't do them, which is why I've made a lot of money off these over the years. So I'm showing you guys how to tear these guys down, because nobody taught me when I did it, and it was trial and error, and I could have made a lot better money if I would have known more about what I was doing. All right, well, this guy is almost completely out, and if I get him out, then this guy should come off. Yep, almost all the way out. You can see where it was at. Give it a little bit more load. So right now, I think it's all the way up against the bump stop, which means it's almost as far as it's going to go. So now I got to go in with the pliers and grab onto it good. There we go. Saving the best for last. So the heavier duty needle nose pliers, I'm going to grab down as far as I can and get a really good bite on it. Come on. There we go. Just the same as I was doing earlier. Just a little. Come on. Break loose. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I might have to hit him with the torch again, because this guy, I do not want it slipping and tearing up those rods. So here's a case where I got hardened tool steel and I've got hardened linear rods. You can see I'm grabbing down as far as possible, because when I reseat those rods when I go for assembly, any marks left by the pliers would then be kept inside the casting, so we'd be okay. And let's see. Let me try on this one, see if I can grab on that guy. This one did move quite a bit. Come on. Whew. Okay. She asked for it. She's gonna get it. Now I want to push those rods back down. I pulled them up. Now I'm going to push them back down. And in doing so, hopefully, there it goes. There it goes. Come on. Come on. Hopefully I can get enough play. Wow. Wow, those guys are really froze up. Okay. That's what she wants. There we go. All right. Spray it back down again. You can see that this is a tedious process, guys. I'm sorry, it's not that exciting. But nonetheless, you will see stuck things on medical equipment too. And when you do, it's the same type of process. It's tedious, it's a bear, but if you know how to do it, doesn't matter if you're fixing meat saws or surgical tables. There we go. All right. Pushed it back down. Let's hit it again. All right, let's do it. So notice I'm not horsing it. That's the number one thing you can't really do. Being kind of strategic with it. All right. Okay. Right there. Oil it up again. Well, it's definitely moving a wee bit easier. Definitely. All right. I think I can get at that fastener a little bit easier now. Yeah. It's warm, but it's not crazy hot, thankfully. I'd like to get this top fastener out, and if I do, then I can put some lube up there too. All right. Ooh, this guy's hot. That guy is definitely warm. Okay. I got it almost all the way out. All right, let's do it. Pull it back up. This. All right. It's clearing up those pins a little bit without damaging the bushings. That's the important part. Ha. Here we go. Well, I've cleaned those rods up. Now, let's see. Let's see if I can get this gate to come out now that it's cleaned up quite a bit. I think it's almost ready to come out. Okay, so let's drive this guy back up one more time. This guy. All right. Okay, so I cleaned up. It's clearly broken free from this piece. I think we're ready to drive it out. Just make sure we lube it up really good one last time. So now we're gonna flip it over, and now we're gonna give it a hot supper and break this guy loose. And hopefully we don't tear up the bushings. Okay. Let me get a rag for all this. Here we go. So this piece right here, what I want to do is I want to drive it backwards. And it is ready to go. I'm going to get a piece of wood. Come on. Wow. It's coming out. It's coming out just slowly. You see, it's really, those pins are really boogered up. Okay, it's just gunk, guys. It's a little bit's rust, but it's mainly gunk. There we go. Right. Woo. All right. I'll show you guys exactly why I was attacking it so much. So right here are the linear rails, and they are gunked all the way up. I'm going to wire brush these down and polish them up really good and grease them with the food grade grease. The bearings that they sit in right here, those holes will get wire brushed up with a rod style wire brush. So here's the casting that adds the bump stop, and you can see right here are the two areas where those rails slide back and forth. These guys here look really clean, and I really didn't want to damage them. I was being pretty careful about that. Also, since this is a cast part, you can tell by the line, you don't want to stress this in any weird way. So I was putting most of the force on the chassis when I was prying on it, and minimal hammer bangs whenever possible. So, all right. So this guy is ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean this guy up. So the only parts that I need for it so far are, let's see, what do I need? Huh. This guy's just gummed up, and the feet are a little messed up, so I got to do the feet. But other than that, this guy here will get cleaned up. I will scrub it up, and I will show you guys. I'll probably do a video when I go to put it back together. And as long as the motor's okay, and as long as a lot of this stuff is fine, we can clean it. Like all this metal right here, this is all aluminum. we'll brush this up and polish it. It'll be beautiful when I'm done. And as long as the bearings are good, it's going to be salvageable. Love it. So this one here, I'm not going to put hardly any money into it, just time, which I guess is the money. But I'll get this guy back up, and I will probably flip this guy for about 950 bucks. That's what I'll post it for, and it's probably going to sell right away when I do that. So I just got to do a good job. The feet are maybe a matter of contention because I do need to torch the heck out of these. They are bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean them up really, really good. And then I'll probably find replacement feet, a different type. Or this company, they sell the feet. I'll see how expensive they are. If they're only 50 or 60 bucks for a set, I'll buy a new set. The electrical looks good. The motor looks really good. There's no fluid intrusion up by the motor. I think this guy is going to be a win. So let me show you guys. Guys, if I look like I'm sweaty and just a nightmare over here, it's because that guy gave me a run for my money. Now this guy right here is next. It's bigger, it's way heavier, and this guy, I don't know what's going on with it. I have no idea. So the table moves on this one, you know, when I adjust the thickness. So that's moving. I'm going to clean it up just the same. It's going to get all the linear rails cleaned up and stuff because they're going to be pitted, and then we replace it with a food grade grease. And it looks like the blade's in excellent condition. So what about tension? Okay. There is tension on the blade, so that means that it is still connected to the motor, which, you know, it's a belt-driven blade. So as long as I feel tension on it when I go to spin it, that would be your motor, like trying to get to a home position or trying to, you know, get back to where I just started from. So that means that the motor's still connected. The motor's not seized up. That's another good one because when fluid and stuff gets down inside these things, it can be bad news for those motors. So I don't have to buy another motor. This one here is a Biomed SE12, which is a very expensive model. That one there, I'll probably flip for about $1,200. And like I said, the Anvil right here, it's seen better days, but it's going to be beautiful. You watch. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you all go because I am an absolute sweaty mess. This guy gave me a fight. I hope you learned something about these type of products. The one thing I want you guys to understand is that these type of things are broke all the time because people don't take care of them. And anytime that people are lazy and they don't take care of things, there's areas to make money. And as I already said, I've made lots of money on these back in Los Angeles. And the very day that I chose to get online after talking to, you know, some other biomeds on how to make money in their off time, I looked up these, and for $100 each, she had them sitting there. And so that's $200 investment. I'm going to probably make about $1,800 between the two for when I sell them, and so that gives me a profit of nicely, you know, about $1,500 or $1,600. So that's how you make money, and that's how you pay for things in your off time, and at the same time, you're perfecting your skills. That's really what this is about. Would you rather be beating the hell out of a $100 meat slicer, to which there's a good return, or would you rather be beating on a $10,000 piece of medical equipment? Think about it. There's things that we can do in our off time to get better at what we do, and at the same time, you're going to learn a lot of things. You've seen I used a torch quite a bit on fasteners. That's how these are one of the reasons I got good at metal. Is because there's dissimilar metals. You got steel, stainless steel, you've got aluminum, and there's galvanic corrosion that happen when those metals get involved. That's why things are supposed to be cleaned and oiled and kept in good working order. But as you guys know, there's all different qualities of kitchens, and because there's different qualities of kitchens, that's you guys' food, all right? And I've seen enough of these gummed up things from taco trucks and stuff like that. But guess who buys them? Taco trucks, small restaurants, and stuff like that. So when I'm done refurbishing them, that's what happens. So anyway, guys, this is one of the things that I do in my side time. is I refurbish things like meat slicers, and I'm going to get back into it, starting with these two, and just from the profit from these two, I will have enough money to buy 4 or 5 more. All right, and that's how you get going, right? So you start with one, and then you go from there. All right, so go out there, guys, get your hustle, make that money, and perfect your skills, man. This is how I do it. It's just, you know, one of the things. But I hope you guys were at least somewhat interested in this kind of teardown. I've had a lot of people write me asking me to do teardowns, and I would love to do more teardowns with medical equipment. Notice I have this large space, and I just put a rug down. Good thing I put that rug down because one of my pieces took a dive right at the very end of that video. But you know, what I want to do is I want to make this a better shop, and one of the ways I'm going to do that is I'm going to make a better environment for doing medical equipment videos. One of the reasons I have to resort to this kind of stuff is because hospitals seem to have a problem with you recording videos in hospitals. It's true. People get weirded out by videos, even though it's just you and a device. They get really weirded out. So, and me now as a third-party contractor, it's kind of frowned upon for me to go and do that. However, I am making some partnerships out there with some other companies, some medical equipment companies, and some other third-party vendors that when they get some medical equipment, I would love to help them out or have them bring it over to my shop. You know, not only can I use that to help train other biomeds like my staff, but at the same time, I will help those people fix their medical equipment right there on the air. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right. So anyway, guys, hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. I love doing teardowns. I absolutely love this. I learn new stuff. Not only do I make money, but if you guys didn't know, a lot of this money I make goes back into the channel. Goes back in the channel. So guys, if you haven't commented on the video from a couple days ago, please go back and do so. This Friday, I am giving away a Vito bag along with some other stuff. And I might be adding to that list. I've got other stuff that I think I'm going to be giving away. And we're going to do more giveaways because I just had a whole bunch of tools that showed up. We're going to be doing some more tool videos between now and the weekend. I haven't really decided when I'm going to do it. I got some more tool videos coming up where I go through like model tools and kind of show you the ins and outs of them and which brands you might want to get. I'm all about finding good, affordable tools. Anybody could get some Snap-on tools and do a review, but how stupid would that be? It's Snap-on. Why do you need to do a review? It's expensive and it's ridiculous and they're awesome. But there are many tools out there that are inexpensive. You can find them on Amazon, and these type of tools are going to be game changers for you biomeds out there. So I went and I bought a whole bunch of stuff from doing stuff like this. You know, that's how I generate revenue, so I can put it into these videos, bring you guys some cool new content. I have to come up with that money somehow, right? Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go and find something to eat and, you know, maybe find a beer because I need to chill after taking this apart. Look at all these parts. Look at all these parts, guys. We have a whole collection of parts here, man. I gotta clean this up. See you guys.